Oh, I suppose we better. I'm sure everyone can hear us.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
I forgot to take down the overlay. There, that's
I
better.
vote for the new sizzle reel instead of the old one.
The new one? I don't even remember which one we got on there.
Yeah, you played the old one.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm back from the communist nation of Minnesota.
Yes,
I
sir.
survived. Didn't even get thrown in jail. Happy to say I broke every one of their firearms laws, and I'm proud to have done it. So don't care.
Well done, MB.
I carried into a lot of places. Of course, I was concealed carry, but like I said, I broke all their laws. I really don't care. I have no respect for anti-gun Second Amendment, anti-Second Amendment laws anymore, and I plan to break them all. So,
Perfect.
with that, that's just the perfect time to read the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And by the way, last week I caught your opening. I thought that was pretty good. A little change up. I liked it.
Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about JFK. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he was a lifetime NRA member.
Yep. He was presented I forget what it was. Was that a rifle? I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was M16. They gave him one. He's walking around the Capitol with it there.
That's
great.
That's awesome, isn't it? 18, good to see you. So, yeah. They do exist. They did exist. The Democrats weren't always communists.
No.
Unfortunately, they took that.
Oh, they'd hate him now.
What's that?
They'd hate his guts now.
Oh, they'd kick him out of the party. I imagine if JFK would have survived, he would have ended up becoming a Republican just as Reagan did.
Yeah.
Him and Reagan held a lot of the same beliefs.
Yeah, they're about the same age.
Yeah, they're about the same age. And yeah, I just feel that that's probably what would have happened. So, and I even chimed in from old Chicky Filet, so that was kind of fun.
You did.
Gene, you're right. Gene just said JFK wouldn't be a Democrat today.
Yeah,
I do believe that.
There's no way.
Hope so, Josh.
Hey, Josh, what's up, buddy?
Krampus, good to see you tonight. Eric, see the numbers are down a little tonight from last week, but it was a nice day.
It's early.
It's early, and maybe some people are still out there getting back from the field. I didn't do any hunting today, but I did. I was busy today working on that. Got the siding done, got the windows in, so doing the trim work now, and that's always tedious, but it's got to be done. So.
Eric, he likes that prairie dog flip and exploding. Yeah, that was my buddy Travis. That was his son Dylan popped that sucker down. That was in Sioux County.
I laugh like a little schoolgirl. He says.
All right, Clayton, let's hit a little recap. So everybody up North Dakota knows Deer Sunday was the last day of deer rifle season up here.
We'll start off just like this. There you go. Deer season 2023. You got the hunting rifle.
You bet. I didn't get my deer with that particular rifle. That was actually my buddy Trout. I told Todd I was going to take the picture with the beta drum in there. Yeah. And I did. Try. There you go, Brian, traveling through Minnesota in true MBE fashion. Love it.
Absolutely.
Lynette's in. Hey, guys, can't read that signs in the Colorado things in my way, which is fine.
That's Colorado's one of our main sponsors. He's covering up the comment, Lynette. So you better have him fix that.
But my dad. So I got my deer before anybody. Before I did the show there last week, it was and then that Friday, my dad got his. Got a nice wide one, and then Saturday, Travis got his buck, and then a mule deer doe walked right out after that, and my buddy John got his, thankfully.
I think I got some pictures of someone.
Yeah, all right, let's see him up here.
Right there, there's your dad.
There's my dad, 27-inch wide. That's an old bugger. He didn't have one tooth left on his upper.
He looks like an old deer. I bet he was magnificent a few years ago. I mean, he's still nice, but
my neighbor guy actually had a picture of him, and he actually, receded in antler wise from last year. But he was still kind of a heavy old beast there, real wide, not real tall, but he didn't smell at all. Man, we actually hung him up and gutted him that way. We did that a couple of them this year just to try to see how it worked. I'm kind of a gutting in the field kind of guy, but there's Travis's. 22. He was 22 inches wide, and he got them back. That's my bad on the picture. I mean, his back tines definitely. The pictures don't do that deer justice. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Either way, there's lots of 3x3s I see in Clay. Young ones.
Yep.
Not real old deer either. I didn't. My dad was easily the oldest deer. Most of them were. I mean, I think that the EHD in that winter killed off most of the older deer. The good news is, and I sent you a video, man. We did see some whitetails up there. I got a few on my camera, and we got a video one coming by the camper there. Hey, I was glad to see some whitetail. Hopefully the bow hunters don't kill them. And hopefully the fuddle loader guys don't get them here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, here's yours.
Oh my God, is that a monster?
It's a nice deer. There's nothing wrong. Like you said, you took them 3x3s out of there. I think that's a good thing to do and take them out of the herd.
And Trav took some nice pictures of my deer too. I mean, he is super tall. His back tines are ultra tall. I was more than happy to take that deer. I seen him before, and I thought to myself, you know what? If I see him, I might get him. And sure enough, that's how it went down.
No, I thought you did good there. So let's see what some of the comments are. Eric says he needs to. He says, I need to teach you how to fully. I'll just move forward. Cape a deer, then I can buy the capes from you. Those deer have some beautiful capes on them, and I know how to cape now. You know how to cape? I'm guessing you do.
I don't skin the whole skull, Eric. I have never done it. I've just taken it right up. I know how far back to cut when I cape them and that, but as far as like skinning the whole head, I've never in my life skinned the entire head of a deer like that.
I guess
I'm more than willing to have you show me what you want me to do, and because next year, man, a lot of people and out at our place are gonna have tags. I mean, unless something really wipes the deer out some more, but we got a lot of people with two points, so and a couple gratis tags. So my uncle didn't hunt at all this year because he was in California with his family,
and we still got to get it so Eric can come on here. We had him scheduled that night and it just didn't work, but we'll get him on here, and who knows, if we do it right, he's still got a bow tag. Maybe we should have him maybe do a video of that, and then we could play that video and have him kind of narrate it as we go, because it is important.
So everybody
do that.
Everybody always says, Clay, you can shoot a doe and use that cape and then off of something else and have that mounted yet. Man, Eric, I tell you what, the biggest mule deer I ever shot's in my garage, and I would freaking love if I get it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a doe tag next year. I doubt I'm going to get a buck, but I would definitely shoot a doe if that actually works. Where you do that, I would be happy to do that and have Eric actually mount my biggest mule deer. And to some people it ain't that big. It's like a 172, but he's real wide and got beautiful forks. And
I don't know. I mean, I have actually I've seen some people do that. It works on probably a smaller body deer. Eric can probably answer this better. When they go into that rut, it's hard to get that off of them does, but maybe it can be done. Eric would know best. He's done some pretty good patchwork for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I guarantee you, my dad will probably get a buck next year again, and my Uncle Dean will, and they ain't gonna full head mount it. So if that's the case, I'll skin it. Hey, I seen good evening, Dan. I'm just curious, Dan. Dan had a question last week. We were talking about Ruger rotary mags, and his didn't work. Okay. I was saying what junked and factory rotary mags are. I responded to your comment, Dan, with a YouTube link on how to fix them magazines from last week in the episode. Not sure if you saw that or not, or maybe you looked it up and got it figured out. Just curious what you figured out about the magazines, or if you just kind of said to hell with it because you had one that worked.
Yeah. Eric says a doe cape on a buck is all BS. He says, look at the facial features of a doe to a buck. Okay, so that makes sense.
Okay, so. All right, and I'm going to wait till next. Hey, you never know. I might get drawn again. Man, as many of them three. I'll tell you what, if I do get drawn again for next year, and there's a lot of like 3x3. I don't know what happened. The older deer, whatever killed them, but the 3x3s just absolutely took over at our place. There's a couple. I'm going to give my buddy Travis some huge props right here, Clay. The same day that he did get it, was it that day that he got his buck? I think we went on a long, there's a bunch of valleys and whatnot and out at our place and trees and water run outs, and we stay in the low areas, and we come up by the big dam there on the south end, and man, all I saw was these deep forks, and I hollered at them like, "Get ready, a big one's coming," And it was a fairly good sized mule deer come out, probably 160 to 165, 4x4, but just whippy and young, and Trav pulled up. He had him dead to rights at about 80 yards there, and then the deer took off, and he said, "Nah, he's too pretty. I can't shoot him." And I'm like, "You're better than me." And he's like, "You think so?" And then he come up and skyline kind of and turned sideways, and I was like, "Uh-oh." And he got down, dropped down with his bipod again, and I was like, I told him I should actually at that point I seen it again, and I was like, I probably wouldn't. And then he just pulled up again and said, "Nah, man, he's got to make it till next year." So I hope it does, because that was an awesome deer.
I'm glad to hear stuff like that. I mean, I've hunted with guys that are that way, which is good too. But then I've also hunted with some that they just kill it. They don't care. They just don't care. And it's kind of like, really? I mean, that deer had a lot of potential.
Oh, the genetics this deer had.
I mean,
like
just
I said,
let
just
it
whippy
walk.
though. You know what I mean? When they're that whippy, he was much bigger than my thumb all his times, but God, he was. I mean, and the one he got. So the one that he did get, I will say this. Remember, I don't know if it was on here or another. We talk about like the high shoulder shot and the neck shot.
Yep.
My dad got his with a neck shot. I wasn't. My buddy John was with him, and just piled him up like a sack of potatoes. And my buddy Trav got his the high shoulder shot. We were talking about that one that just right above the shoulder blade there, and that the same way. That thing never moved again. Yeah. He absolutely crushed that thing. 308, 150 grain. My dad, Sierra, Trav was using Sierra Game Kings, I think. Okay. My dad was using Burger match bullets, and just crushed him. So, I remember I said that last week. Everybody's listening. I've been watching videos, and my neighbor guy up there said, "Don't believe that bullcrap. Match bullets will kill just as good, if not better, than hunting bullets." Yeah.
Right.
And so my dad's proven that over and over. He's been using the match bullets for years, and God, he's been just smoking them with that thing in that Creedmoor.
Good deal. So Eric's got in there. I got a picture of a doe and a buck next together. I'll post that one on one of the chat pages. You can see the huge difference between the two and why it doesn't work. And I figured that was probably the case, because they're just a smaller animal. They're different.
Yeah.
What? You mean a male and a female are different?
Clay, don't assume genders and size, man.
Yeah. So I got a quick question. I'm going to put this picture up. You tell me, is this the one? I think was that one that came off? I think you sent that.
That's him, man. That's the one. That's the one I got, Clay. That deer right there. I've seen him a couple times before the season opened, and yeah, second week there, I got him. So
great.
That's him.
Eric says that my dad has a muzzleloader tag. If he gets one, I'll do a video on a total Cape job. That'd be awesome. And then we'll get him on here and talk about it. Well, if I have to, I'll go down to his place. But I think you know what, Eric? You come on up here. We'll have supper on Wednesday evening.
Buy him some of that dark beer crap he likes.
So, all right. So now I'm going to go to some of the pictures that actually Eric sent in here. So
yeah.
Right here is Eric's deer. Nice, respectable mule deer. I'm guessing that was public ground, because Eric hunts a lot a lot of land. So
you look pretty wide too there on the front. That's got to be a 20
decent deer.
Yeah,
decent deer. And right here is his wife's. That's a little white tail.
Awesome,
mature white tail, younger, but yeah. But you know what? I don't care what Charity gets. Charity is expecting their next child, so she was out there doing this while pregnant. So kudos to her.
Dang, big kudos for her.
Yeah, not gonna miss hunting season. This is a friend of Eric's. Another, just a 4x4, but
yes, sir.
Little lighter.
Got a big body on him.
Yeah. When you think about it, some of these guys that come out here for a weekend and they got basically 2.5 days to hunt, sometimes they got to make decisions.
Yep.
And then here's his daughter with her doe. Nice big
doe. That's a big doe right there too. Yeah. All right. Oh, there Eric said 27 1/4 wide. Awesome, man. That's awesome. 27 inches is great. That's a hell of a wide buck. That's my dad's was 27 right on the nose on the inside. So Clay, everybody, we were having a discussion. They were measuring it, and they're to the outside, and I'm like, nah, you go inside on the main beam. That's your width measurement. No, you go to the outside. I'm like, no, you don't. You go on the inside. Eric, am I not correct on saying you measure on the inside on the main beam for the width? I mean, because that's
You know,
what it
I
was.
don't know. I'll tell you the truth. Eric, I imagine knows. There's probably some of our other people that know on here
Yeah,
too.
I'm
So
definitely not a professional scorer. I mean, I've done it before. And it takes me and my buddy a long time because we go on like Muley Freak or whatever and do it.
yep.
And I mean, Eric can probably I know my buddy Brad can measure a deer in little or
So
no
Eric put
time.
up here. He says that buddy of mine. That was one we showed. Shot that mule deer. It comes from the commie state of Minnesota.
That's pretty good for Minnesota. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He said inside. So inside on your main beam is where you measure the width of your deer, not outside to outside. I mean, you can say that, but just you're cheating yourself in your head when you do it too. So
Yeah, it's it's kind of like we call everything 5x5 or 5x4, but you get out of here, everybody counts every point. I don't know if it makes it sound bigger. I don't know. I guess a point's a point, but whatever.
yeah.
So I'm going to show a couple pictures. I can't tell you who took this one, but I think we're going to have him on. That's a nice deer.
You
From
bet.
what he
You
told
bet.
me, it's going to go 150 plus when he measured. And he's not the heaviest deer, but there's definitely look at the length. Look at the length,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
And that's a South Dakota white-tailed deer. It was taken not far from me here, so we got some nice
Awesome.
genetics in here. It was a great hunt. It was. I mean, he literally had a day to do it. We got him on some private land, and I'm hoping next week he'll be on with us and he can talk about what that hunt was about, because that was the South Dakota special buck tag, special West River buck tag, and he drew a whitetail one. So, he had basically one day to do it and he got her done. And
That's good for having one day right there.
oh, absolutely. And granted, I got him in touch with a pretty good guy, a good neighbor of mine, and the neighbor helped him out. Just, what? It was the way it was supposed to happen. I didn't really ask the permission. I had him call him. They had a great conversation, and he said, "Yep, come on down." He came down that morning. He brought his little e-bike, and he said, "Yep, that's okay if you ride that up to the area." And then he hoofed it all the way around that area. About 600 acres is all there was, but kudos to him. That's the way it's supposed to happen.
Perfect.
I was very happy to see, and I'm glad we could help him out.
You bet.
We're making a good friend.
Yeah,
there,
I'm
I
looking
think,
forward to
Jamie.
hearing the story for sure.
And then I got to show you this. I had some people that hunted on mine. I'd give them some permission. They sent me some pictures of what they found. Now I knew this buck was on there, but he hasn't been there the whole time. He moved in after season started, and I'm not going to say where. The people that know me know that where this area
behind
is.
Clay's house.
Yeah, but look at this one. That was from quite
that's
a distance
right there.
And that's new. That one, I had no clue he was on the place. I went and put some game cams out now. I'm hoping to get some pictures of it.
That's a heck of a.
That's a nice deer. So the whitetails are coming back. I'm happy that they are starting to come back out. We had EHD go through here, and I mean, knocked them out. So to see this 2 years later and see deer like that coming around now, I didn't see a ton of does, but I do have does. North of my northland up there, it's got more mule deer on it than it's ever had versus whitetails. Maybe it'll stay that way. I'm good with that, but the other ground I have has whitetails moving back in, so might get the best of both worlds here. We'll see.
Yeah, you get some culture going on there.
Some culture.
we got a couple
crossbreeding.
We got a couple comments here. Keith O'Donnell said his dad has 2 muley bucks in his yard. We watched him during Thanksgiving dinner. Nothing. You know what, Keith? That's funny. We were down my wife's aunt and uncle's place on Beaver Bay. Same thing. Big herd of muley does came out, and a nice buck came out, but everybody was all eyes on both of them. Nice, nice to see that. I mean, actually, there's some nice mule deer down there. I've seen some. People have like 180s plus. They've harvested down there.
I never saw the big one that was supposedly on my land, but I'm sure he got chased up off the river. North of us is the Cedar. They said it was a 170 mule deer. I never saw it. I went and looked, and so if it was there, he probably either passed through or he went back to the river. That's my guess. I really doubt that he stayed there because I had never seen him before. And there are some big deer up there on that river.
Yeah. So got a little PSA here. Josh Patterson commented, reminded me, speaking of deer, Hebron Wildlife Club has a good deal going for the kids. A chance to win a rifle. Go over there and vote for your favorite. My favorite is Odessa, but she is also my little hunting buddy, so I had to vote for her. So I got it right here.
Is that the Facebook page?
Yeah, my buddy Brad Veith sent me this. So it's a Hebron Wildlife and Gun Club Youth Whitetail Doe Hunting Photo Contest. One prize per division. You can win a Mossberg Youth Bantam 308. That's right, 308 Winchester. Still badass. A little perfect. Rules of entry. Doe must be. Here we go, Clay. See what I said? Harvested. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Doe must be harvested during the 2003 North Dakota youth hunting season. Must have valid North Dakota hunting license. 2 photos to be submitted by November 27th. So I guess that would be yesterday. First youth with deer. Second picture of tag attached to doe. There will be 2 divisions,
How's that?
Boy and a girl. Yeah, there you go. There will be 2 divisions, boy and a girl. Winner will be determined by the picture with the most likes in each division of each Hebron Wildlife and Gun Club Facebook page. Voting ends December. Okay, so you got till December 15th to vote. Winners announced December 16th. Text photos to Travis at 701-690-1611. They will then be posted to our Facebook page. So
cool.
I know my buddy P-Man. His daughter I got when I posted on our page. Actually, that's a heck of a doe. But again, guys, numbers Travis 701-690-1611. And you got till December. What I say, December 15th to submit the 2 photos.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Clay. We better
see if I did this fast enough. Go ahead and run our ad, and I'm going to try to load this up so we can run it again.
All right, here's our first ad here. We'll be right back.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right, Dan, thanks again to Lauer Auto Repair. I tell you what, guys, there isn't a better place in Bismarck to get that work done to any vehicle you got, and they're going to make sure they take care of you. And as Jamie said in the ad, they're supporting our rights. That's what probably makes it the best. 701-258-6308. Talk to Axe and the boys will get you set up. So I'm going to put this up quick like again here.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'll just do I'll maximize. There, you can see it there. And I'll just kind of scroll through this just so everyone can kind of see. You can see the pictures here of all the kids and their youth deer. So, I mean, this is great. Look at there, one with a suppressor.
Man, I don't know that kid, but I might have to vote for that just because when they're out with a suppressor, saving ears and reducing recoil and doing everybody else a favor, I like that.
It's
kudos
great to
that,
see that.
young person's dad right there.
And nice big does there. I mean,
yeah,
it almost looks like that might be a savage. Anyway, they're there. That one there, that's a nice picture too. I like that.
Yeah,
nice
real
job
nice
to
picture
Lucas. There's Reagan, another doe. That must have been one of them. Got her done at the end of the day, but the sun was going down.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd scroll through some of these.
A lot of happy faces there on them kids.
Oh, look at there.
Coyote,
they got a doe and a coyote. Nice job. Get the doe and then take out the doe killers, right?
Yeah.
There's Odessa. This is who, and I'm sure we know why. So there we go.
My buddy Brad. I met Brad years ago. We worked together at Wilhelm.
Awesome. And here's Micah. So they got some repeats on here, but Pendleton. Huh? No, cool name. They'll explain it to him someday. So this must have been something. This is from October 30. It looks like maybe a predator hunt. I don't know. I'm just kind of scrolling through, guys, and looking what they got. Here's Olivia.
Man, go over there and check out their page.
Yep, go check out their page and see what they got going on. And see if you can't send some pictures in. I think we got a lot of people that probably could. So, all right, great.
So I one more thing I'd add about deer season, Clay. The numbers definitely down. at our place, definitely. Like I said, I would say a third down, and like I said at the beginning of the show, mature bucks. There was maybe one there, but or two. Like I said, my dad got one. Maybe there's one or two others, but numbers were down. Hopefully, winter doesn't come and put foot to ass on the deer numbers again.
Yeah.
But we got our tags filled. Like I said, a lot of 3x3s. So, and it's
That's
like
okay.
I hope the 4s get through and spread some genetics. And it does, just because they're a 3x3 doesn't mean they're going to actually have offspring of a 3x3 either. But the odds,
Right. Rich Yonner, he asked, how does one upload a picture? I have one. So as far as the Facebook page, I think you probably just send it to them. That I don't know. If you want us to put it up here, just email it to guns@gunsand701.com, or you can text it to 605-430-9503, and then we'll definitely put it up here. But maybe
the guy's text number, Rich, he said you can text it to what the heck was the guy's name? Right, Clay, you just said his number, right?
Here, I'll put it up here.
Yeah, Travis is the guy's name.
So text the photo to 701-690-1611.
Yeah.
So
if you win that Winchester, let us know.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you're looking at a guy right here. I won Ruger 1022. They had the Ruger 1022 for the October 22nd is now officially Ruger 1022 day, and they had a sweepstakes, and I run across it on Facebook, and I entered in it, and I'm like, yeah, right, like I'm gonna win. It's gonna be how many hundreds of thousands. And sure enough, I ended up taking the third prize. First prize was a Ruger small frame AR 308. Second prize was what's that Ruger pistol you got, Clay? Shout out to Dougie's, a little tactical thing there. It's like a 1022 pistol or 1045, whatever they call their little 22.
Oh, Ruger 2245.
Yeah. That thing was all tacked out. That was second, and I took third place with the Ruger 1022. If you want to see it, I got a short video on our Facebook page. Camoed out, barrels threaded, got sights on it, a nice little rail. And Brandon from Mandan Sporting Goods was the FFL, so they shipped it to him and picked it up yesterday. Nice little 22, collector's edition, 18-inch barrel. So I'm gonna give her a go this weekend.
Cool. Guys, I put it up here, quick like, so that it can be up there for a little bit. So if you want to text your photos in for that Hebron Wildlife Club Youth Photo Contest, the text number again is 701-690-1611. And Travis is the guy, but I don't think that matters. But so we'll just leave that up here for a little bit. I'm going to change it just quickly. Give me a minute.
I heard my buddy Brad comment right here. Awesome. They're doing an awesome thing that Hebron Wildlife and Gun Club is doing. Of course, the kids sure appreciate a shout out. She did a heck of a job with the CZ 243. Absolutely. Yep. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Eric, he's got a chat. He goes, I know people that would claim Jamie's deer as a whitetail mule deer cross just because it doesn't fork. Okay.
The old dreaded Wooly. Yeah, he's gonna look nice on my wall. He's gonna look nice when I get him up there. That neighbor guy got him skinned out for me, the head, and boiled, and all I gotta do is put it on a mount now, which I picked up today. So I'm gonna work on that coming up in the next couple of days here.
I will. I'm just a piggyback after what you were saying. I'll tell you this: deer numbers are down, especially in 3F2 on this end of it. I can't tell you what it's like on the east end, but talking to a few people that came over this way, evidently there's nothing over there either. They definitely are done. North Dakota Game and Fish Mismanagement should have never, ever put all them tags out. And when they saw they had leftover buck tags as well as doe, they should have just removed them.
Yep.
That would have been a huge thing, but they're all about the money, and I don't care. No one can change my mind on that anymore. I've dealt with them people enough. They don't care, guys. You can give them all the information in the world. They do not care.
Oh, it's an overwhelming majority of people that I talked to in Golden Valley and Zap that said too many tags were doled out. And
same here.
I couldn't agree more.
And I had a few people on here that I know that were looking for does. They had doe tags, so I did let them on. But you got to leave some does too. I mean, right now I can tell you right now I could have probably taken one buck and about maybe 4 does comfortably, and I would have felt comfortable with that. That's how low the numbers are here.
Oh, Clay, think of it this way. My friend John, who I hunt with and been friends with for many, many years, he said, you know what? If you kill a doe, you kill her, and then you kill the twin she's probably going to have. So you're actually killing 3 deer.
Exactly. The does, I had 2 does harvested off the place, and I was okay with that. One was a mule deer, and one was a whitetail, and no bucks. I didn't take a buck. Didn't see anything big enough. Now, that one that I showed you the picture, if I'd have saw him during season, I might have just had to go out there. But
you see something like that. I mean,
that's a nice deer. But I guess I also got to take solace in knowing that deer lived and he's on the place along with that other picture. And then there was a couple more that I've been sent by a couple of the guys that were on the place hunting. And there's some good seed stock out there. There truly is. So I'm good with that.
Eric said there's way too many tags in South Dakota too. Yeah, I mean, I know you're trying to make everybody happy and give them tags, but you're not doing anybody any favor by just giving tags out. I mean, they got to be, like I said, unless they have this amazing, birth rate or something. They got it. They're gonna have to. They should. I knew there was too many doe tags right away when I seen it, but
I agree.
All right, Clay.
So Josh Patterson. I didn't fill my tag in 2I. But I only got out for a few days and I missed a couple. But my focus was my son getting his, and so it was successful to me. Absolutely. That's, like I told someone here a while back, I think I've told you this too, Jamie. I like hunting. Don't get me wrong. I want to get the big one like everybody else. But watching my boys hunt, get their deer, it's better than anything. I guess I'm at that age where I'm good with that. I really am.
My youngest is like I just said, my friend John is one of his sons. They're going to be getting their hunter safety and hunting this fall, and that is my main priority. If I don't get drawn, I couldn't care less. I'm looking. I would love to see both of them get that and show them how you skin them out and gut them and field dress them and do the whole thing, cut the meat up. So,
if things go right, I got to look. I think there's probably archery tags left, I imagine.
Oh, everybody can get one.
Yeah,
so there's no limit on them, man.
I think I'm going to have the boys each get one. I might have them. They've been itching to do it anyway. They've been doing a little practice.
Well, you said your oldest, he likes archery. I mean, I like archery too, just not like guns. So,
well, I'm a gun guy, but you know what? Maybe this is the year maybe for him to get out there and try to take a nice big juicy doe off.
Clay's going to get a spin off here, bows in the 701.
So you know what? I'm pretty sure he's got a hurt shoulder. Maybe we can use a crossbow.
Yeah, absolutely. More ethical. I noticed we've said harvest a few times, Clay, which can lead us into our next topic here. We were going to talk about the article on outdoor life, and it's harvest or kill. Which term should hunters use, Clayton?
I use kill quite a bit. I've been known to say harvest too. Just either I've used them both, but I'm not a PC guy. It's kind of like you and I were talking about, and I've read the article. I'm not worried about the other side and what they think. Okay, we've been trying to break the bread with the other side. I don't know why, because their main goal, at least the hardcore ones, is to eliminate our sport. They don't care what we do, what we say. Well, it's little bitty steps, just like gun control people.
Yeah.
They don't want us to hunt. So I could give a freaking rat's ass what they think. And when I do meet them, I'd like to tweak them. So I use the word kill on purpose in front of them. I don't care because I'm never going to change their mind. Now, that being said, if you have people that may come to your side and it looks like they're going to give it a chance, you might want to tone it down. There's definitely a place for that. But when you're dealing with them hardcores, piss on them. I'm done compromising with the hardcores.
When you're talking to somebody, I mean, you get the vibe right away if you're going to be able to change them or if you might as well just give it up.
Right. And you'll know it. You can just
So, Clay, when you grew up, did you ever hear the term harvest when it pertained to hunting? I never did either. And I when I say it now, and you'll see it, I do use it in some posts when I post. But I'm going to be honest with you. When I'm doing it, I actually giggle to myself when I say, not. I mean, if somebody uses it, I don't care. And when I say it or I use it in our posts on our I'm giggling about it. I don't care either way. I think one of my friends came up once and hunted, and we ran into my dad and Beulah on the way up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready to harvest the deer." My dad goes, "Yep, throw them right in the hopper when you're done with them."
Well, like this article is talking about, yes, is this a good thing? Is using the term harvest sanitizing hunting, or is it being dishonest about it? Good point.
Right.
And then on the flip side is talking about shooting and writing about killing, turning non-hunters against hunting. I can tell you right now, a non-hunter versus an anti-hunter are two different groups. Okay.
Right.
Some people are
100%, Clayton.
non-hunters, but not against hunting.
Yeah.
And I have to, the ones I've met, I've got family members that are that way. They don't seem to get all triggered by using a term harvest versus killing.
Right. Those are the people that say, "Did you get your deer? Did you get, they ask you, did you
Right.
get your deer?" Yeah.
And especially my family members, they all know me, so they know I'm going to give it to them straight.
Mhm.
But now the antis, and I don't know if he's talking about the antis or if he's got them all grouped, in this article.
He's kind of got them split up a little bit. So,
but I can tell you that I'm not worried about the antis. You're never going to change their mind. The non-hunters, there's probably some things there.
He says that as such. I mean, no matter what you say, it's a waste of time to them.
Well, it's like he says maybe there's a reason to keep both terms. And like I have used both terms. I really have. Just kind of depending on who I'm talking to.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't care if somebody uses it. I'm good with it. I agree. It is kind of sanitizing what you say instead of kill or shoot. I mean, I don't know.
I say shoot. I say kill. I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. If you can't pull the trigger on one because you can't wrap your mind around killing that animal, well, then you probably shouldn't do it.
Right.
It's part of life. The animals are there for our use. That's how it was intended. That's scriptural. The animals are there. If you want to really go down that path, that the animals are for our use. Now, I don't believe, Eric actually sent me something today in one of our chats because there was a dillweed on there talking about coyotes and, basically kill them, shoot them, hurt them, make them suffer. No, I don't believe in that either. If you're
I don't
hunt
even
the
like
animal, hunt
dogs.
it and ethically kill it. Get it one shot if you can. I mean, that's what your goal should be. But there's a place for management and there's a place for all of it. And I don't know. I like deer sticks and I like to eat meat. So meat comes from an animal, and if you can't wrap your mind around that, well, then maybe you shouldn't do it.
So like one of these guys here he was talking about that he kind of was interacting with on social media said, I believe we should speak politely but unapologetically when speaking the truth about hunting. We can agree to disagree with non-hunters, but I do not need to make words sound more gentle and friendly to try and sway them to my beliefs, which I agree with that as well. You don't got to be a dink about it and look them right in the face and, all angry, mad dog and I killed it. That's not going to help you out. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help us. But,
I mean, when I've been in conversation with people, it ain't like, hey, I killed this deer. No, hey, did you get a deer? Yeah, I killed it at about 200 yards. That's how it comes up in conversation.
Right. I agree. So I would say,
or shot it.
If somebody says harvest, like Brian Wander's got a perfect comment up here. Scott Bogmeyer kind of says the same thing we do about it, but when I hear him say harvest, I would shoot him a text and say, "What kind of header do you have on your combine to harvest?" And I've said it.
He put it up here. He goes, "Yeah, prizes. I never hit a deer with a combine."
I've seen pictures of it. They don't go through the cutter.
No. Gene says if God didn't want you to eat animals, He wouldn't have made them out of meat.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah.
Like said, so there's a lot of coming in here. Eric says harvest is for farmers.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And Gene says, since we're talking management, he says, I say muzzleloader season should be in October. Well, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I still don't think, kind of flipping back to that.
Clay, you know what? I agree. That's right.
I don't like hunting.
Bow season should be over in September.
There you go.
Oh, JD, you jerk.
One tag system, solve it all. Oh,
man, I think it's going to
we'll really tweak some people.
I
didn't say I'm advocating for it.
It's either going to be that or you're going to have to go for that draw for a bow tag. I think it's.
And I said last week, I don't know.
I don't know if you caught that last week, and I said the number of hunters is growing since COVID by 26% nationwide.
Right.
And I said, Clayton and I already said there's already too many hunters for the number of game, and now we got a quarter of percentage more. And you're supposed to just dole out bow tags to anybody. No, that doesn't jibe with me.
I saw more people in this area right here where I live, in probably a 20-mile area, than I have seen probably ever. That tells me there's a lot more out there, a lot more people out there, whether that's due to the tags that were left over, so they applied for the unit. And then there's just very minimal publicly held land by taxpayers up here that they can hunt. So what are they doing? They didn't make any contacts with most of us landowners. I'm telling you guys, there's too many hunters for the land available, because you're not going to get on everybody's private land. Like I said, I had a few people, but numbers are down. We know this. Those of us who live there. So we weren't letting as many people on either. I'm definitely going to be on there before I let anybody hunt, because that's the whole point of owning the land, right? Other than making a living with cattle and whatever else. But then I get to hunt it. So you're not getting on there before me. But
and our buddy John Harmon, who's a huge bow hunting advocate, he said, he's right on board with you and me, Clay. He said there's too many people that are hunting right now, and they're giving out too many tags for number of game, and he's 100% right on that. But
and
I would say
saw
one more thing, Clay, before we probably should get rolling. Eric says take rifle hunting away from the rut.
I absolutely agree with that.
I agree with that, and I will say, Eric, the rutting activity in our unit was the weakest I've ever seen it.
Now, the first couple weeks here, I can't say it was heavy. The whitetails were heavier than the mule deer, but this last week especially, and even part of last week, holy cow! We had that little cold snap. And I mean, it kicked it into overdrive. Yeah. In fact, I was out yesterday just kind of overlooking them cut sunflower fields. Them bucks had one thing on their mind, and they were going hard.
That didn't do diddly shit in our. That's the weakest rut activity I have ever seen up there.
And I don't know, Eric. Some of these other guys can chime in. I imagine it's different all over, but that's pretty heavy. I saw it really, really, really heavy. More so the end of the season than I did the beginning, but that ain't always the case. That isn't always the case. But
all right, Clay, let's take our double break here, our double ad, and then we're going to come back with Second Amendment bullet points. I got 2, Clayton's got 2, so let's hit this and come back.
Good.
Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
Guns and the 701 is sponsored by the Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, the Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com.
Hey, all right, what, Clayton. If you listen to the show and you like it, and you need blinds put in or some work done on your vehicle, and you don't go to one of our sponsors, you know what you are?
Nasty person.
We keep that in the queue, guys. That's always there.
Thank you, President Trump.
That was great, but and they're, I tell you, the Blind Guy, they do some great work as well. In fact, with these windows I'm doing, Danelle thinks she wants to change what we got in our bedrooms there now. So I might be giving. Well, it's only going to be a couple small windows, really, but maybe him and I can do some work. Maybe you can come down and do some shooting, make a weekend.
Absolutely.
Of it. So
I'm going.
That's what I'm
going
looking.
Bird hunting with them at the farm Saturday. So,
gosh dang it. Now you
Yep.
want me to? Now I want to drive up there. I think I got things going on.
Well, we're not staying overnight, but
I haven't made it up there yet.
well, hey, I tell you, my cousin Mike said he's got a prairie dog town, so we might have to go up there and for
There
sure.
we go.
I'm shooting it one way or another, but whether we get up there and
Well,
do it together and do some,
we still want to do some videos of dogs on snow, and you know why.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, nothing else. We'll do some coyote hunting. There's plenty of them around.
Marty said he's got to go. Dogs, God got one treat. Catch you
All
on
right.
replay. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate
Marty.
you listening, buddy.
Another guy who's invited me several times. I ain't made it over there yet. I mean, I could actually spend every single week traveling somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Anymore.
Wyatt said that'll work. He just texted me, Clayton. So.
All right, sounds
All right,
good.
Clay, you want to hit your first bullet point first? All right, you go first.
You know me, I like to always keep us up on different court cases and things
Yes,
like
sir.
that. And I love it when it happens in a commie state like Maryland. So there's been a case going on there for quite a while. I'm not being as a bullet point. We won't go too far into it. But essentially, Maryland, they have a requirement that requires, remember, law-abiding people seeking to get a handgun license. They have to secure a handgun qualification license, which entails taking a 4-hour firearm safety class, complete a background investigation. Guys, this ain't a background check. This is a full-on investigation. I mean, it goes way deeper
Rubber
than
gloves.
anything. Yeah, maybe not that far, but and then waiting. Then you have to wait up to 30 days. And then when I did a little checking into this, it's most of the time 30 days. Very seldom do they have 30 days. They take it.
That's reasonable.
That's reasonable, right? So it got, of course, it's been challenged in court. It's made its way through. It was over, it was struck down, right? Then the state of Maryland went ahead and appealed it. Well, the federal appeals court in the Fourth Circuit found the law is not consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Where have we heard that before? That would be the Bruin case.
Yeah.
This runs as the standard now, as the Supreme Court has set this in its recent New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin ruling. And we've talked about that how many times. Bruin, guys, is now the gold standard, and I'm glad because it is restoring Second Amendment everywhere.
Thank you, President Trump, for your appointments.
Absolutely. That's you'll love this. So basically talk about here's one of the statements from Judge Julius Richardson, a Trump appointee. In Maryland, if you are a law-abiding person who wants a handgun, you must wait up to 30 days for the state to give you its blessing, Judge Julius Richardson said, and wrote in the majority opinion. Until then, there is nothing you can do. The issue is out of your control. Maryland has not shown that this regime is consistent with our nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Richardson also wrote that Maryland's requirement does not fall into the same category as laws that prohibit dangerous people from obtaining weapons because it doesn't identify a specific group to restrict. Instead, it prohibits everybody from acquiring handguns until they can prove that they are not dangerous. So Maryland's law burdens all people, if only temporarily, rather than just a class of people whom the state has already deemed presumptively dangerous. I couldn't have said that any better. Finally, we have these judges, we have these courts, we've got the rulings, and Bruin was huge, that they can go after this stuff, saying, wait a second. And that's what they are saying. The state of Maryland, you are a guilty person. You are a dangerous person until you prove you're not to them. That ain't how this works.
Well, that's how the leftists like to look at people, Clay.
I got to note this, though. This is an Obama appointee, Judge Barbara Milano Keenan, yeah, that sounds American. Anyway, wrote the dissent that the majority's hyper-aggressive view of the Second Amendment would render presumptively unconstitutional most non-discretionary laws in this country requiring a permit to purchase a handgun. Exactly.
Good.
Because they should be, and they are unconstitutional.
Because there never was
You're
a law
finally
like
getting
that when
it.
they made the Second Amendment.
Exactly. So I thought that was a great 2A bullet point to give everybody an update because this is happening. We expect things like that to be overturned in our states. This is happening in the bluest of blue states with the worst laws. So, you know what else Maryland and Massachusetts and all them have? And I bet that's coming up. Assault weapons bans. So
absolutely.
Cases coming out of there that are going to be overturned as well. So, all right.
We need a little deal like Trump with the old wrestling guy who said "suck it" for when that happens.
Yeah.
right, Clay. I'm gonna hit my first one here. So every branch of the U.S. military has their own logo, right?
Yes. Yep.
One though, in particular, is largely separate from an individual group worn by various branches of the military and most recently law enforcement organizations. That would be the Punisher skull has developed a meaning all
my
its own,
goodness.
right? So
Okay.
who is the Punisher and where did this ever come from, right? I
Let's
mean,
hear
I
it.
I
I
saw
watched the movie.
yeah, I saw the Punisher movie 2004. Thomas Jane was the Punisher and John Travolta was the bad guy. Great movie. Great movie. I actually think Thomas Jane's a Republican, to be honest with you. But
Probably that was a great movie though.
so the Punisher skull came from the Marvel Comics character of the same name, Frank Castle. That was Thomas Jane's character in there. He was introduced to the Marvel Comics universe in 1974 as an anti-hero to Spider-Man. Like I said, the character's name is Frank Castle, who was an Italian-American Marine sniper who fought in Vietnam in the original comics and the Iraq War in more modern, this word always baffles me, iterations of this story.
Okay.
The Punisher's goal was to stop crime as a vigilante following the murders of his wife and 2 children by the mob, which John Travolta was the mob boss in the Punisher movie.
Which he made a great mob boss.
Great. I mean, the end of that movie was so awesome.
Oh, that was,
Travolta killed his own right-hand man, and it was awesome, man. His logo, a white skull, can be seen on different members of the U.S. military. I didn't know this. It was removed by Marvel in 22 and replaced by a variant of the Japanese Onai skull, whatever the heck that is. I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So although the Punisher was initially a side character in the Spider-Man comics, he was eventually given his own series, which only helped his popularity. He subsequently earned many fans within the military as the most prominent veteran within the Marvel Comics universe. Yet it wasn't until U.S. Navy SEAL and great American with a statue in Odessa, Texas, Chris Kyle, used the Punisher skull logo that it developed a meaning within the U.S. military. In his autobiography, Kyle recalled how his team came to adopt the symbol. We called ourselves the Punisher, he wrote. He's a real badass who rights wrongs, delivers vigilante justice. A movie by the same name had just come out. The Punisher wore a shirt with a stylized white skull. Kyle went on here. Our comms guy, which communications guy, suggested it before the deployment. We all thought what the Punisher did was cool. He righted wrongs. He killed bad guys. He made wrongdoers fear him. That's what we're all about. So we adopted a symbol, a skull, and made it our own. With some modifications, we spray painted on our Hummers, our body armor, our helmets, and all our guns. And we spray painted on every building or wall we could. So yeah, right here, the Punisher skull was used by Chris Kyle and SEAL Team 3. I was going to say the Battle of Fallujah.
Yep.
I remember that, seeing that.
Wait a second. That's Weapons of War?
Yeah. Because I remember seeing that, and I was like, what's with the white skull? And then the Punisher movie came out, and I'm like, oh, okay. And soon adopted by the Iraqi militia. That's right. Militia is not a bad word, my friends.
Right.
Members trained by American forces. It's an unofficial symbol for those who served in Iraq, and it wasn't long before the U.S. police officers were adding it to their uniforms and equipment as well. And it goes on, the Blue Line spokesman, Pete Forehand, I think is the guy's name, explained the organization's use of the logo, saying, it's less of a violent overtone and more of a promise to criminals. You think you're getting away with it, but it's karma. If you're committing violent acts, one way or another, you'll be meeting consequences. And on top of the movie, Clay, and the comic book, there was also a Netflix series. If anybody who's watched The Walking Dead, Shane portrayed Frank, what was the character's name again? Frank Castle in the Punisher series. So I think it went on for 2 years. I've never watched it, but some of my buddies have, and they said it's pretty good. So
okay,
that's one of my two-way bullet points here. We know the Punisher. Thank you, Chris Kyle. It's a crying damn shame somebody took him too early. He was a great American.
Yep, he really was. And I went to that movie, and I tell you what, at the end of that, it was one of the movies that nobody talked through. And at the end was even the ending. My goodness, where they're having the funeral there at Texas.
Yeah.
There was it was complete silence in that room. So very moving movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it. Go see it.
If nobody knows, Clay, the owner of the Cowboys, actually contacted Chris Kyle's widow and said, I'm going to let you use Texas Stadium.
Yep. And they did.
Cowboy Stadium for his funeral, and they did.
Filled
huge line going there. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Jerry Jones does some stupid things, but that was one of them he got right.
I don't know if Vance is still listening, but Vance remembers this when we went out to Wyoming for our long range shooting class. Well, where we were at, the guy who made that statue was from I believe Wyoming, and we saw this thing laying on a trailer, and we're like, oh, so we left a card there. Hey, it's the NRA guys. He got back to us and then told us, yeah, this is heading down to Texas and all. I was like, so that was pretty cool to see that statue right there. And it had just been made. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. That's our Chris Kyle story. And we're like, oh, that's kind of cool to see.
Rodeo guy too. Nobody knew that. I didn't either until I saw the movie, actually.
I gotta say, I've been monitoring. Hey, thanks over to the Rumble guys. We've had about anywhere from 7 to 10 people watching over there. So good, awesome. Good evening. Thanks, I should have said hi earlier. And to answer Gabby Rios 59, she says she loves a 6'5". Maybe it's a him. Sorry, I don't know who, but she's a U.S. military committing a crime against the servicemen for not chambering rifles in 6.5 Grendel. You know what, Gabby? We love a 6.5 Grendel. That's what Jamie switched to here.
You know what, Gabby? Bullets, just bought a new 20-inch upper today from we have no sponsor, Palmetto State Armory. Just on its way, baby. So there's gonna be some videos coming about it.
You sent me the link, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to order one. I do not have that caliber, so I'm probably gonna have to get that. And the price was right, guys. The price was right.
Big time. Yeah, and like I said, the lower I got, I've had it for a year. DJT's face lasered on the side of that lower. So and it's actually, Clay, speaking of the Punisher, it's the Punisher face, the one I got with the Donald Trump hairdo on it. So
that's what I got on my lower.
When I get it all built and put together, I'm gonna do a video on it, and that will definitely be
all right. So I'm gonna have to order one now, so we can have dueling Punisher 6.5s. I mean,
perfect.
All right,
perfect. All right, Clayton, you give us your second 2A BP.
So my second one, I'm gonna keep on the court cases. So in Pennsylvania, they've got some warrantless searches going on that finally people are kind of upset about. We got
what are you hiding? What are you afraid of?
Yeah, what am I afraid of? Commies, tyrants. Anyway, attorneys representing the Second Amendment Foundation and its partners, they made a challenge to the Montgomery County Sheriff's effort to conduct warrantless searches and seizures from licensed firearms retailers in their county. They filed a brief in response to objections by the defendants in support of an application for summary relief. So what they got going on here in Pennsylvania, if you get a FFL in Pennsylvania, and by the way, there are other, federally you open yourself up anyway, okay, on your premise. But Pennsylvania took it a step farther, and they say they have the right now to go in there and do a warrantless search of everything you have, whether you have your firearms business located, say in this building. Nope, they're going to search your whole premise, and that's the biggest problem here is what's going on. The Second Amendment Foundation was joined by Shot Tech LLC and Grant Schmidt. The defendants listed are Colonel Christopher Paris, a commissioner of Pennsylvania State Police, and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, Sean Kilkenny. So then it's funny, after this, 1 week after this lawsuit was filed in the Commonwealth Court, both parties agreed to an enforcement stay while the case is being heard. So that means a stay means this is what it means, just like what we had in the Fifth Circuit Court on pistol braces. No action is going to be taken, no enforcement is going to be taken, which is good. There's a 48-page brief on this whole thing where both Paris and Kilkenny, who's the sheriff, obviously not a constitutional sheriff, should be voted out of office. They admit that they're enforcing these respective laws and regulations and policy. It's funny they mention laws, though. There's no law that says this. This was actually the problem. It says, unlike other areas of Pennsylvania law, where the legislature craft the language and they're the ones that actually pass the law and could allow for a warrantless search, the requirement to allow such for an FFL dealer, other than what the feds have, is found nowhere in Pennsylvania laws regarding firearm sales, and it was wholly created by an administrative agency. While legislative waiver of constitutional rights does raise concerns, one can envision and implemented by an executive agency simply cannot be a lawful delegation of authority and will never pass constitutional muster, especially with the Bruin case now decided, which he's right. Because we've taken this action to ensure that the constitutional rights are protected from legal oversteps by law enforcement, founder of Second Amendment Foundation, Executive President Alan Gottlieb. So I'm glad to see this one coming. This is just one of many here in the last 3 months that I've been following. Holy cow. These sheriff agencies, again, I would call Pennsylvania a purple state. I know Kevin hasn't chimed in here lately on our show, but I'm sure he can tell us all about
I think it's
Pennsylvania.
blue. I think it's a blue state.
I think it's blue. I think it leans more blue than anywhere.
Yep.
And again, they got the problems of their urban areas is what's doing it. But
Yep.
you're seeing this stuff all over these blue states like this, and we're winning in court. Guys, this is bigger than anyone's talking about, but you'll hear it right here because we were losing these cases. I mean, we were losing them big time after time after time.
Mm-hmm.
And because of NRA and the Bruin case, let's not forget who pushed that case, and it was the National Rifle Association. Now, everybody else gets to ride them coattails in their cases, which I'm glad.
Still piss and moan about the NRA.
And they still complain about the NRA. Yeah. And we got another article that we might hit on Friday on Todd's show about exactly that. So
that was a good one. And check your Telegram photos. I got something from the blind guy for you. Speaking of the Punisher, but okay. Gene Cox waiting on Palmetto State Armory to get the STG-44 out in production. I agree with you, Gene. If nobody knows what the STG-44 is, it's a Sturmgewehr 44, the actual first assault rifle. That's from World War II, produced in 1944. They actually wanted Hitler to do that prior to when he actually did do a production of it. And it was like one of the, hey, I guarantee you that's where Mr. Kalashnikov got the idea for his AK-47. Everybody gives him credit. And we did a whole thing about that. Yeah, your AK-47 is not as good as an AR-15. So Leon Francis has been sending me videos how they drop the ARs in the mud and they run good too. I'm not against AKs. I'm just telling you, that's a communist piece of junk compared to an AR-15. So
AR-15 is superior.
Just like America's, everybody. JD, you can't. Yes, I can. We are. All right, Clay. My second 2A bullet point here is pretty fast. It's everybody's familiar with the old Marlin lever actions, right, Clayton?
Oh yeah. So
Marlin has came out now with the Dark Series lever action rifles. Dark Series, yeah, just kind of what you're thinking. It's all black. It's not your grandpa's lever action. Like I got a nice 30-30 lever action, but Marlin announced the shipping of its Dark Series lever action rifles, which they put a modern twist on your classic Marlin rifle. These all new rifles feature a nylon reinforced polymer stock equipped with the M-lock attachment slots. The whole forend, it's like an AR. It's like an AR forend on this lever action. You can put whatever you want on it, right? And additionally, an anodized aluminum handguard also features slots for attachment of accessories. The rifle comes, that's right, baby, threaded barrel. If you ever seen threaded, I mean, I think lever action guns with suppressors are freaking awesome, man. I love that shit.
I love it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Clay.
I love it.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. And it's a radial brake. It comes with that, like I said, or thread protector. Fiber optic front sights, and I love fiber optic sights too. My eyesight's close up is not good like it used to be. Them fiber optic sights work freaking great for me. Yeah. What Gene's got here, it was the first. Speaking of the STG-44, the first intermediate cartridge assault rifle, and it looks cool. It does look cool, Gene. It looks bad. Like I said, I guarantee a Kalashnikov got a hold. The Russians got that from German prisoners when they overran Germany, and they based it off of that. So
they sure did.
So a Picatinny rail. They got a Picatinny rail also on these Marlin Dark Series for mounting scope rings, various optics, and they say they got a generous recoil pad, which is definitely needed on some of the calibers of this thing. Because you give big recoil. These lever actions are light guns. They're real light. And a cheek riser which for optimal sight picture when using an optic. And speaking from the blind gal's 17 lever action with an optic, a scope on it, you definitely need a cheek. That's one bad thing about lever actions. You put optics on them, it sucks trying to get the right
distance,
cheek well to see through your scope. So the price on them, Clay, there's 3 different models here. The model 1895 here. Which comes in a 4570. Trust me, you want a good recoil pad for that baby.
Yeah,
the MSRP is 1379, so you basically knock $100 off of that. I don't know why they always do this, but it's like $100 less. You get 5 in the mag, and you get 1 in the chamber. 16.7-inch barrel. That one is currently available. These next 2 currently aren't. The model 336, which chambered in the 3030, same stock. Slated for availability early 2024. The model 1894, which has got the 44 Rem Mag, 44 Special, same stock, and that's not available to early 2024 either. So, but right now you can get the 4570. Man, there's a lot of 4570 fans out there.
I like a 4570. I got a couple of them. It's a lot of fun to shoot, but like you said, you better have a recoil pad.
Yeah. I don't know if you're breaking up on me when I listen to you, Clay. I don't know if anybody else can hear, but
I'm not hearing it on my end. But let us know if it's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Gene Cox. Oh my God, an assault lever action. Gene, that's already assault rifle weapon of war going back to the 1800s. So
yeah. Weapons of war.
All right, Clay. What do you got? I'll tell you what. Let's do our last ad.
Yep.
And then you come back, and Clay's going to do his. What is it? Patriot Company, right?
Got a Patriot Company, yep.
Patriot Company, and they're going to do the happy ending, and we're going to wrap it up. So let's do our last one here.
At Lauer Auto Repair. They're located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota, or give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can tackle any problem your vehicle is having, and when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with the Pro Second Amendment America First Repair Shop. There's plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area, but why take the chance of patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake, Lauer Auto is your Pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them you heard they're a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our Pro Second Amendment, Pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308, located at 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right. You got me? No. Oh, we lost. Jamie's not back yet. So, hey, guys. We're back here. Hey, Blade Raid TV. Hey, sorry you're traveling. I know, and we're going to connect next week, Andy. I did call and tried to leave you a message, but your voicemail's full. But let's get together and let's get you on next week. So have a safe trip. Hopefully, ain't in the communist state of Minnesota like I was. So with that, then Jamie's taking a little break here. I'm just going to go right into the Patriot Company.
He's back.
Oh, he's back. The Patriot Company of the week this week. And this is a very local company here. And I thought, there's lots of them out there. I'm trying to feature local ones, either my area or Jamie's. And so if you guys got some too that you want us to feature, let us know. Because we got to let the people know that support us, like Lauer Auto and Blind Guy and A&E and Grave, all these we've featured before. So this week, this is a restaurant. Jamie, you've even been here. You'd never guess that this little gem is in the middle of our area, in the middle of the reservation. And we had a lot of fun there, didn't we? And I still got to get Leon down here because Leon said he's all in on that.
Hell yeah.
We got to get him down here and have some fun in there.
Yeah, mix some damn good drinks and make a delicious burger there.
So my Patriot Company of the week is Fast Eddie's here in Morristown, South Dakota, guys. And like I said, they're really great people. I know that Jared and those guys support what we do. They're all about constitutional conservatism. They don't blink an eye at it, guys. They support things in the community. If you need a donation to a banquet or something like that, especially an NRA banquet when they were still doing them around here, they were not even a problem. They support the NRA. I know that Jared's a member. He was a renter of ours for a while. So, I know he's a good neighbor. He's just these guys are solid as far as it comes to constitutional amendments and the support of your rights. So that's why I made them my Patriot Company of the Week. I highly suggest when you're in Morristown that just come up the little dirt main road, and it's the only restaurant in town, right across from the bank and the post office. Can't miss it, can you, Jamie?
No. And like I said, they'll mix you a mean drink and make you a delicious meal. My burger was awesome there. Axe loved his burger, and it was great. It's a great place, man. It was full in there too, Clay. It was nice and busy.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great place. I fully enjoyed going in there. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yep, but then we'll get down there again. I have no doubt. So
yeah.
Hey, Bad Boys Custom Lures, thanks for joining us tonight. You're chiming in here, so great.
How's it going, Brandon?
And Andy, he joined in here. Blade Rain TV. He says he's traveling, and we knew that, but we're definitely going to get together with. I think next week we'll have him on.
Yes, sir. Hope sometime in December for sure. If not, Gene says, "Okay, I'll start the argument. A short barrel 4570 is a waste of steel." Yeah, I mean, Augustus McCrae would probably disagree with you, Gene. I'll take one of the suppressor on it any day to suck up that recoil and yeah, I mean, for anything in 150 yards, that's a hammer right there.
Nathan Mall, thanks. Nathan Mall's been tuning in here. So
I think it's Mall, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate you.
I got to throw this. Trampus Brenner sent this to me, so I'll just put it out here. D&T Catering, their supper at Hammer Down. That's in Carson, North Dakota, December 15th, 2023. Ribs, cornbread, pasta salad, potato salad, $20 a plate, man. Can't beat the deal.
Tell it's gone. Deal to me.
5:30 Mountain Time. 5:30 Mountain Time, December 15th. You know what? Maybe we need to meet up there on the 15th of December.
Dang, that sounds delicious. Actually.
That's a Friday night. I mean,
might have to, Clay. I mean,
it's Bill of Rights Day too. I don't know if anyone knows that, but December 15th is Bill of Rights Day.
Badass. I love that.
Eating ribs and cornbread and slamming some down, I imagine. So hey,
it's my right to blow my stomach up. I love it. Hey, Bad Boys. He said his wife's car died, but lucky he knows the guy. That's right.
That's right. Laurado. There we go. You definitely get a hold of him. And I got the number 701-258-6308. He'll get you fixed right up. He probably knows that.
Maybe your house needs some blinds too, because you get hold of the blind guy, they'll hook you up right there.
BlindGuyND.com.
All right, Clayton. Here, man, I almost forgot, but here's what we got coming right now.
All right.
You bet. If you're listening on the podcast, that's the theme for a happy ending of the week. There's a great video of it here on the live stream that my buddy Clayton put on there. So without further ado, let's get after it right now. So near 5 p.m. on August 1st, 2023, a woman in Raleigh, North Carolina, parked at a grocery store. A man who followed her there and seemed to be, quote, road raging. I mean, we've all seen these people, right? These road ragers. Usually, most of them don't follow you and get out because they probably don't want their ass kicked. But this guy did. He saw it was a woman, got out of his car and attempted to pry open the woman's doors. Obviously, the woman, fearing for her safety and her life, guess what she did, Clay? Pulled out her freaking side iron, shot the scumbag.
Awesome.
Yeah. The attacker was taken to the hospital, but so unfortunately, he died from his wounds.
He didn't make it.
Security video feed shows the entire incident. And when someone has a reasonable fear for imminent death or bodily injury, you're allowed to protect yourself. This is actually the county's district attorney who said this, Clay.
Awesome.
Usually those guys are freaking leftist turds.
Yeah.
But, this guy in Raleigh, North Carolina, realized she did what she did and within the law, and I love it. That's a happy ending. The woman protected herself from some uncontrolled scumbag with road rage on a woman trying to break into her car. Well,
absolutely.
She got a little taste of, as Miranda Lambert would say, gunpowder and lead with probably a little copper mixed in with it. So.
There you go. And the perp is now assumed his room temperature, and he's no more.
He's a good perp. Via the freedom seed.
That's right. Awesome. Great happy ending.
Yeah.
That's a happy ending.
So Clay, I'm going to run this by you too next week if you're up to it. It's going to be December, right? Let's do a segment on firearms for the man and the woman Christmas gifts. What do you think about that?
I like that. I like that.
All right, so
that a lot.
So next week we did that on Todd's show, but I think let's do it on the live stream.
Do it right here.
Yeah.
I like
got a lot of good, not just for men, and I know we have some lady listeners, and we appreciate you. We're gonna have some, and hey, and trust me, guys, one of these gifts I got for your wife or your girlfriend, and they're in this, you definitely gonna like this one.
All right. And I can tell you too, we have some things that Marty donated to us, and we're gonna figure out their AR-15 wrenches. So we're gonna be doing something with them here, but we're gonna wait till after the first year. We'll come up with a little. Maybe we're gonna have some fun with that. Maybe we'll tie it into a gun raffle or something. So just keep your ears open because we're gonna be doing something.
Josh Pedersen said that's a great happy ending for sure. He won't do that again. Nathan Moll, the ultimate equal. You're exactly right,
That's
Nathan.
right.
That is the ultimate. What'd Sam Colt say? God created man, and Sam Colt made everybody equal.
That's right. That's right. So I'm going to put one little announcement out here. Again, this is in Carson, North Dakota. This is going to be December 5th at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, guys. 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, I believe. Well, it is Carson, so I better double check that, but I assume it is.
That just that Carson Peak there in the mountains.
Yeah, so this is a District 31 Patriot meeting. There's going to be food, and there's going to be live and a silent auction, and it's just kind of your chance to come and get to meet. I believe we're going to have Ag Secretary there. Rick Becker is going to be there talking about property taxes and how we can get rid of them because they are the most unfair tax that we all pay, and there's no reason for it.
Yeah,
they need to be eliminated. We should not have to rent our land from the government. So we're going to have those two guys there for sure to talk about, and of course we'll see how many of the legislative reps and the senators show up. We'll see. I mean, I imagine Dawson will be there. I have no doubt Karen will probably be there. And who knows if Don Scheibel will show up. He usually don't like talking to people because he's a coward. And yes, I've told him that. So anyway, Senator Scheibel, you are a coward. Anyway, we'll see if he shows up. But that'll be in Carson at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Carson, North Dakota. Big, nice facility there. Very accommodating. And again, that's going to be a District 31 meeting. So make sure you make some plans and show up and have a good evening there. And then you get a chance to talk to some of your elected officials and hear about property taxes.
Yeah, I'd say that's and after that they got a sweet bar there. I've been down there and I hunted in 3F2 times. They got a nice place in there.
Yeah, they got it's a fun town. I go to the Grant County Fair every year. So
I didn't eat in there, but I don't know, it'd be pretty hard pressed to be as good as Fast Eddie. So
there you go, Fast Eddie. Company of the week. Anyway, so I don't know. That's about all I got tonight.
There you go, Gene Cox. God made men big. God made men small. Colonel Colt equalized them all.
There we go. There's a T-shirt. There's a T-shirt.
All right, Clay. So yeah, coming up Friday, Mitchell in the morning, KFYR, 5:50 a.m., 99.7 FM, iHeartRadio. Clayton and I, the Guns and the 701 boys, join Mitchell in the morning every Friday, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7:15 Mountain Standard Time, Clay. And we're on for how long, Todd?
About 45 minutes. So who knows? It might go to an hour eventually, but it seems like it's catching some steam looking at the numbers. So that's good to see.
And not only that, if you guys don't catch us on the radio and on your computer, you can see these two pretty faces and Clay simulcasted on Facebook and YouTube. I know you're doing that to Rumble now, Clay?
I have been. It's been working pretty good. It was running tonight, so I think I got it figured out finally. It's just a little more complicated because conservatives built it, so it's more complicated.
Yeah. Night, Brandon, Brad Boys Custom Lures. Night. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, you guys, check out, if you're into fishing, check out Bad Boys Custom Lures. He's got all kinds of social media sites. He does some
right there on Facebook.
Awesome work. Yeah, he does some awesome work on, just like you said, custom fishing lures.
Perfect. All right, and then of course every Wednesday night, right here, 6:00 p.m. Mountain, 7:00 Central Time. You can hit us here. Find us on the web at our website, gunsandthe701.com, and of course everywhere you get your podcasts. iHeartRadio is the one we recommend, being They're
the
we're
best,
the
man. And who
we're
has the
the-
best
we're the
podcast
best.
on iHeart?
That'd be Guns
Right.
701.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So.
Andy, our boy Andy from Blade Rain TV, Carolina Slickheads are on notice. While we know where Andy's going, he's going to fill the freezer down in Carolina.
That's okay. Have a safe trip down there, and like I said, we'll talk to you
bet,
next
Andy.
week for sure.
See you, Josh. He says later, fellas.
Yep.
Catch you on the next one. Appreciate you tuning in again. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Great having you guys here. Love it.
And I did get the website. I wasn't completely updated on it because I'd been kind of busy here, but I was out there in Commie, Minnesota. I had a little time, so I did get the website updated. So every episode is updated on there. Go check them out. If you've missed us or want to see it. Last week, Jamie did a good job, and if you haven't seen it, go take a look at it. I thought it was a great show.
Started off a little rough, but I never did anything like that before.
Yep.
But it went fast. Hour goes fast when you're by yourself, and you just got to keep rolling, man.
I mean,
so
Jamie was even complaining because he only got like 1 or 2 beers in because he was too busy talking.
Man, a lot better this weekend. That's my third one right here. So last week I got through one.
Little Alabama shine in this tonight. So yeah,
Lauer Auto mug there. That's a beautiful thing. So
absolutely. So all right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate all your support. If you want to sponsor or you want to go ahead and get some of our merchandise, hit the store at our gunsinthe701.com. That's another way you can support the show, and we appreciate everything. We missed Friday because we were all taking Thanksgiving off. So I imagine we'll see. We probably will do something during Christmas as far as I don't know if we'll do a Friday segment, but I know we'll probably do our Wednesday segment. So
yeah,
I'll be around.
You might have to do Christmas. I might be on the road to Minnesota.
Okay.
So you and TTRG might be rolling yourself on the. We'll see though.
We'll see. We'll see where we go with that. But we get through all that, and then January starts a new year. So
you bet.
All right, guys. With that, I think unless you got anything, I think we'll call it a night. And
see appreciate you too, Andy. One lot, Andy. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate you too, Andy. And hey, Clay, you know what? Like I said, I'm gonna try and say this all the time. Do some hunting, shoot some guns, and what else, Clayton?
Keep your powder dry.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll catch you guys Friday morning, 8:15 Central Time on KFR TV, and then next Wednesday. Take it easy. Have a great weekend, guys.